$184 trillion. That's the total net worth of American households right now, the highest number ever recorded in human history. On paper, we have never, ever been richer. So here's a question. If we're all so rich, why does it feel like you're one car repair away from a credit card balance you can't pay off? Because at the exact moment American wealth hit an all-time record, the amount Americans actually saved fell to just 3% of income. Those two facts shouldn't coexist. And the gap between them has a name: the wealth illusion. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to show you where that $184 trillion actually lives, why almost none of it can pay your bills, and, more importantly, how to make sure your net worth is real. Let's get into it. Every 3 months, the Federal Reserve publishes a document most people have never heard of. It's called the Z.1, the Financial Accounts of the United States. Think of it as the balance sheet for the entire country. The latest release showed household net worth climbing $2.2 trillion in a single quarter to that record $184.1 trillion. And where did that jump come from? Mostly one place: the stock market. The value of Americans' equity holdings rose $1.6 trillion in 3 months. Now hold that thought and look at the other side of the ledger. In the spring of 2025, American households were saving about 4.5 cents of every after-tax dollar. Today, 3 cents. That's a drop of roughly 1.5 percentage points in a single year. And for context, the long-run average savings rate in America is close to 9%. We're saving at a third of the historical norm. While headlines celebrate record wealth, richest ever, saving the least in years, both true, both at the same time. That's not a healthy economy flexing. That's an optical illusion. And to see through it, you need to understand what net worth actually measures. Net worth is a brutally simple formula. Everything you own minus everything you owe. Simple, but it hides two enormous lies when you apply it to a whole country. Lie number 1, the word we. When the headlines say American households got richer, they're technically correct. But remember, the engine of this record was the stock market. And here's the number nobody puts in the headline. The wealthiest 10% of Americans own roughly 87% of all stocks. So when equities add $1.6 trillion to household wealth in a quarter, about 9 out of every 10 of those dollars land in the portfolios of the top 10%. For the bottom half of American households, stocks are maybe 15 to 20% of their financial assets. The rally that made the country richer barely touched them. This is why you can watch the news tell you wealth is at a record, and feel absolutely nothing in your own life. Statistically speaking, it probably wasn't your wealth. But lie number 2 is the one that affects almost everyone, because for the typical family, there is one asset that's gone up, and it's the one you're living in. Owner-occupied real estate in America is now worth about $47.9 trillion. For households outside the very top, housing isn't just their biggest asset, it is their balance sheet. The bottom half of households hold more than half of everything they own in real estate. Add in retirement accounts, and for the median family, that's basically the whole picture. Now here's the question that exposes the illusion. Your house went up $150,000 in value. Congratulations! Can you spend it? Can you buy groceries with your kitchen? Can you pay a medical bill with your hallway? No. To touch that money, you have exactly 3 options, and all of them are traps in this economy. Option 1. Sell. But sell, and go where? Every comparable house went up just as much as yours, and you'd be trading a low-rate mortgage for today's rates. Option 2. Borrow against it. A home equity loan, at interest rates that turn your wealth into a monthly payment. Option 3. Wait, which is what most people do, which means the wealth just sits there. Visible, untouchable. Economists have a word for this: illiquid. And here's the uncomfortable truth. An asset you can't access without giving up the roof over your head isn't really wealth in any usable sense. It's a number. A very pretty, very useless number. Nationally, household net worth is now nearly 8 times annual disposable income, close to the highest ratio ever recorded. Sounds incredible, But if most of that 8x is locked in houses and retirement accounts you can't touch for decades, the number on paper and the money in your life are two different currencies. And while your wealth sits frozen in assets you can't spend, something is quietly eating the money you can. As of the latest report, consumer prices are rising at 4.2% a year, the hottest inflation in about 3 years. Shelter costs, up 3.4%. Groceries, up 2.7%, on top of the brutal increases already baked in since 2020. This is the pincer movement of the wealth illusion. Your assets inflate, which makes your net worth look spectacular. But your costs inflate too, which is exactly why the savings rate collapsed from 4.5% to 3%. Families aren't saving less because they got reckless. They're saving less because after rent or mortgage, insurance, food, and childcare, there's nothing left to save. And there's a psychological trap hiding in here that economists call the wealth effect. When people feel rich because their house is up, their 401k is up, they spend more freely and save less. The feeling of wealth replaces the reality of it. Think about what that means. Paper gains you can't spend are making people comfortable running down the cash they can. The illusion isn't just misleading you, it's actively financing your lifestyle with money that doesn't exist yet, and may never. So let's redefine the word, because the headline definition is broken. Being rich was never about the biggest number on a screenshot. Real wealth is 3 things. 1. Liquidity. Money you can reach in days, not decades, without penalties, without borrowing, without selling your home. Cash. Savings. Money markets. Taxable brokerage. The boring stuff. 2. Cash flow. Income that reliably exceeds your expenses, month after month. $1 million net worth with negative monthly cash flow is a slow-motion emergency. A modest net worth with a strong surplus is a fortress under construction. 3. Resilience. Can your finances absorb a hit, a job loss, a medical bill, a transmission dying on the highway, without touching debt? That's the test, not your Zillow estimate. By the headline definition, Household A is more than 3 times richer. By any definition that matters when life goes wrong, Household B wins, every time. So, here's the empowering part. You can't control the Fed's balance sheet, but you can run the same audit on your own money in about 20 minutes. 3 steps. Step 1. Take your net worth and divide it into 2 buckets, accessible and locked. Home equity, retirement accounts, that vested stock you can't sell yet, locked. Everything you could turn into cash within a week without penalty, accessible. Most people who do this for the first time are stunned. A $500,000 net worth often shrinks to a few thousand accessible dollars. That number, the accessible one, is your real financial position. Know it. Step 2. Attack that 3% savings rate in your own life, but don't rely on willpower, because willpower loses to inflation every month. Automate a transfer to high-yield savings the day you get paid, before you can feel rich and spend it. Start anywhere, even 2% of income, and ratchet it up 1% every few months. The national savings rate is a choice 60 million households are making under pressure. Yours can be a choice you make on purpose. Step 3. And this is the big one. Never let paper gains justify real spending. Your house going up is not a reason to finance a truck. Your portfolio's good year is not a bonus check. The wealth effect is the mechanism that turns record net worth into record fragility. Refuse to participate. Do those 3 things, and something interesting happens. The national illusion keeps running, but you're no longer inside it. Your net worth might grow slower than your neighbor's Zillow screenshot, but yours will be the kind you can actually use. $184 trillion is a real number, but it was never your number. Your number is what you could access this week if everything went wrong, and what's left over at the end of every month to make it grow. If this changed how you look at your own balance sheet, subscribe. Because next, we're breaking down why the middle-class millionaire is becoming the most cash-poor demographic in America. That one will change how you see your retirement account. See you there.